Compounders, good morning, and everyone who's watching on YouTube. We're going to discuss the Bitcoin price action because I have a lot to discuss. We came into a very nice 8-week breaker, as I said in the last public update video. That 8-week breaker, and we had a very nice rejection of it. And I was discussing obviously the BO3 PO, not the POI, BO3 idea, with this being your range, and then the manipulation phase going into that supply, and your expansion phase obviously after that. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. We are going to that monthly unfinished right now, which I talked about, and understanding price action like this gives you such a good insight in the market of trading your altcoins. For example, when you are in that manipulation phase, you can look for shorts on a pump fund, for example, or on other altcoins to take it lower. And that's exactly what we did in the compound. If you're not in, by the way, a link is in the bio. And on a higher time frame, we can exactly see what I was talking about since November, is that this takes approximately 55 days. This takes 90 days. This accumulation takes 60 days. So an accumulation, distribution all take 60 to 100 days. And as you can see right now, where we began that distribution, we are at our 50-day mark. So that's wonderful. That's exactly what we want to see, because then if we indeed go lower, that will mean we are approximately like 75 days in our distribution, and that's exactly what happens all the time. So very nice to see. You can see this accumulation as well took around that 75-day mark. So that happens all the time. Every high time frame distribution or accumulation does that. So it's very nice to see right now, and very nice to see our ID playing out. We still have our monthly unfinished below. So our monthly unfinished candle is right there. That's not grabbed yet. It is grabbed on ETH already, but not on BTC. So right now, this is our technical target of the PO3, but I by far expect it to go to the circle low. So I expect to take out that red circle low, a full rotation back. But first, we can have relief rallies up. That's definitely a possibility. We didn't have a relief rally up in this demand right there. So I was at first watching that, but we didn't have a relief rally up yet. We might be able to create a range right here. It's a bit early, but we already touched the E cube. So it is possible to form a range right here and accumulate here and have a relief rally up. That is possible, but it's a bit too early to say, because the range is very fresh. Right now, for our POIs, we have a lot of liquidity below us. So this is only liquidity. We probably have some demand in there. But if it was looking that good, like, this demand won't do anything that special as well, because below here is only liquidity. So this is literally the last bit of demand keeping price up. And you can probably, yeah. But it's the last demand right there. So I'm probably not even gonna watch it that good unless we have a very nice accumulation schematic in it. We have good supply there. So this is a very clean structure supply creation. And above that, we have a very big fair value gap, of course, of that weekly open. Let's see if we got some high time frame breaker blocks in like a daily. Yeah, this one is slightly mitigated at today, and it's a bit low. We have an 18-hour here. So we have an 18-hour. Is it overlapped by anything else? No. Not really. It's all, yeah. It's overlap with the 8 hour, but the 8 hour is not a breaker since it's already mitigated. So it's already mitigated on a lower time frame, which makes it less good. But but those are the POIs I'm watching right now. Not a lot of high time frame POIs right now on the charts. So let's go into the bit lower time frame. Yeah, I don't like this low. This is by far a red circle low on the lower time frame, which will get taken out. So when you have a good looking distribution schematic in one of those POIs, you target that red circle low. That's why it's a red circle low. And we now rejected off this low time frame structure supply. But let's see what we will get. Maybe we will get a scalp today, which has a very low time frame range, but has, for example, distribution there, or maybe we take our time and touch the EQ, go lower, form an accumulation there, but it's still very early to say everything. But that basically is BTC right now. So watch for range creations right there. Watch for range creations right here. And let's go to USDT dominance. I think we don't have a lot to discuss. It's just in your expansion phase, which we anticipated on. Like, this is an amazing month. January began like this year couldn't begin better than the way it did. So, do we see a nice breaker there as well? Nah, not even. A lot of it is mitigated. We have this demand, which is supply on BTC. Whoa, yeah, yeah, it's supply on BTC. Sorry. So that's the same area as this area on BTC, as this supply area. So you can watch that. Further, there's liquidity above us, just the same as on BTC, and I expect it to go to the range high. USDC is in this PO6. So with your expansion phase, this PO3 I talked about, this reach target. So the TA is going very good lately. Like, we are predicting every move of the market lately. It's insane. But we still have a lot of liquidity above us, and when we go to that extreme liquidity, when we mitigate extreme supply, then it will look for potential relief moves up on crypto. So definitely watch those POIs. So like USDC even more than USDT. On US oil, real quick, because I took a very nice trade yesterday, shared it live in the compound as well, when it was breaking structure, because we didn't reach the target there, and that's the target of the Wyckoff schematic. So that is where I want price to go to, and this was the trade. I entered late, by the way. I entered right there, so I entered only for a 1.9 to the technical target. That's exactly where I shared it as well. And this was the exact moment I shared US oil right there, as you can see. So right after the break of structure, that's where I entered as well, a bit higher. And there was the TP hit. So very nice trade. The week is the week is going very good already. I wanted to say I'm watching this range right now, but looks like it's already going to the target. So we had manipulation, boom, right there, and boom, your move up. So I do expect those highs to get taken out as well, because this is not a good high. And yeah, that's US oil. If we somehow get a pullback in there, you can trade it, but I don't expect it to happen. Then we go to ETH, which took that monthly low. So on ETH, we took that monthly unfinished. We had our distribution schematic right here. But it was not that obvious. I didn't like to trade it as well, because this move up was way too big, creating demand there for not a good return to zone at all. So this was indeed a distribution schematic, but not one I would trade. So that was ETH, and we have very, very heavy moves down with our daily breaker block I see right now there. So that's very nice. Let's see if it's backed by another breaker. And I was watching here as well if there's a bullish candle, but then you have a double breaker, but I don't see it right now. Nah. So that's a daily breaker I'm watching. Very nice POI. You have your 18-hour right there. So this is the more refined breaker POI. So watch for rejections in that POI, of course. Distribution schematics. But I will live update it in the compound as I always do. So there is a lot of inefficiency below us. This gray zone is just fair value gaps stacked up on each other. So still watching that to get filled, and here's your last demand before going lower. But this aggressive sell off says everything, I think. So what are we gonna do now on the lower time frame is watch exactly the same as on BTC. So watch for a range creation in here. If we are going lower, we can watch for potential accumulation schematics. So that's what I'm gonna do as well. To have a relief move up, then this would mean your new range. If that's not happening and we go higher, then we can look for distribution schematics, of course. But I don't see a very good POI on the low time frame. So I'm not gonna draw it. You just have to wait for your range creation. So if we are going higher, for example right there, you can just definitely trade a distribution there to go lower. And then I will just pick a very nice POI when we're there, and I will update it in the compound. That is on Ethereum the plan. On the high time frame, we of course have a deviation of the range high. And we didn't really have a good tap 3. The range low is fresh. What's the volume profile? Alright, that's the higher time frame TA. We have a 4-day breaker there. Yeah, it's backed by a 6-day breaker as well. This is a very, very good POI. You can even have some spot. The last time I said this, you can have a spot buy there. Then that spot buy, I didn't remember. It wasn't XRP, I think. You can even have limit orders there on spot. Might even gonna do that. But this is ETH for now. Red circle low is still there, so that's the low time frame POIs. And we still have that weekly unfinished there as well for moves up later on. Okay guys, that was the update video. I hope you enjoyed it. Join the compound for updates on all the altcoins. Links in the bio. And see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.